Welcome back. That was a feature on the impact of Nigerian lithium industry. And we have a guest in the house who will be throwing more light, and he is Engineer Abayomi Omosoya. I hope I got that right. Global Director, African House. You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome to the program.
Thank you for coming
Thanks
again
for coming.
and joining us. Okay.
All right.
So,
we are looking at the impact of lithium industry in Nigeria, how beneficial it is to us here, what is happening. So talk to us, let's start. What is happening there?
Well, thank you for having me, and good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Nigeria. Lithium is a blessing,
wow.
and we all know that Nigeria, we're blessed with several resources. We have oil and gas, we have several other things. But to add the cherry on top of the cake is lithium. And why is lithium important? Because the whole world is moving towards clean energy.
Yes.
And as a result, some nations in Europe, in fact, they've banned hydrocarbon cars. That means petrol and diesel.
Yes.
And they've set a time limit saying by 2030, or depending on which nation now, that they want to stop using hydrocarbon fueled cars. They want to be using electric cars, which basically means cars will be running on batteries. And these batteries, they run on what? Lithium. So lithium is the major component for manufacturing electric batteries and other forms of batteries, in fact. So as a result, the demand for lithium has skyrocketed, and they've looked all over the world and they discover that, you know what, we're producing lithium, but we don't have enough. Guess where we can find it? Nigeria.
Wow.
Wow.
And
We are so blessed in this country. We are so blessed.
Extremely blessed, you see. And not only that, lithium is available in Abuja. It's available in Nasarawa. We have it in Kogi. We have it in Ekiti. We have it in Cross River and some other states that we have not even discovered. And what makes us very, very, very unique is lithium purity is graded by purity. The ones they've been finding in Australia and China and some other parts of like Chile, the purity has been around between 2 to 3%. But in Nigeria, they discovered that they could find 4%, 6, even up to 6%, which is considered very, very, very high purity. So Nigeria has become the new mecca for lithium. So everyone is eyeing the Nigerian lithium market. That's why it's very, very important for us as a people and as a nation.
So how has this discovery impacted our economy?
Wow. See, truth be said, in Africa, whenever we find anything of value, conflict always erupts because we've not put in place systems to allow us, I'll use the word be mature about managing it. And since the discovery of lithium in Nigeria, you discover that, I don't want to use the word unscrupulous now, some interesting Nigerians, you see.
Okay, I like that.
Exactly. They've, using their political connection or financial wealth, they've acquired a lot of these mines under their name. And what they've either done is they've partnered with some Asian nations or companies, I won't mention which. Then they've started, the exploration and then the export of this lithium, most times illegally, and and legally sometimes. And what that has caused is that conflict has erupted. You see, and in places like Nasarawa, you see, which they're literally blessed with lithium in everywhere you go. So this is where the government needs to come in and try to bring some form of regulation, and this is what we have been advocating for. Via different government intervention, programs to say, see, government, yes, we have this resource. We cannot afford to make the mistakes we've made with the oil and gas. We have to make sure that everything is done properly before this lithium craze takes over Nigeria. And if you go online now and you Google lithium plus Nigeria, you see several individuals saying lithium for sale. They literally put them in 50 kg bags and they'll do videos of it and say, hey, lithium available in Nigeria, like somebody hawking tomato.
Wow.
A ton of lithium is around $70,000.
Wow.
Now imagine I'm taking 100 trucks every day from Nasarawa all the way to Lagos. When the policeman stops him on the road, he thinks this guy is just carrying stones. Let him go.
We don't even know. We don't even know.
So we've been losing billions.
There's no information.
Exactly. So
that is why we are here to talk about it.
Wow.
Exactly.
Now, since you're discussing along the line of problems or challenges, talk to us more the controversies around this lithium extraction in Nigeria.
Well, I mean, the controversy. I mean, well, controversy is a very, I would like to say, politically correct word to use. I would say conflict, because some the few people who know about this industry, they've scrambled to either acquire the site, or the artisan or the villagers who know a bit about it have either struck a deal with God knows who to be extracting this illegally, to be making money. And as a result, conflict has erupted. People, villagers are fighting each other. In fact, there was an incident I read about. I think was it in Cross River somewhere with that two. I think it's in Enugu, where two local villagers were fighting, saying, "No,
fighting over
this land is
the
mine.
land."
This is your father's land." Why? Because they discovered that
Something is
there's
there
something is
already.
there. Exactly. So we as a nation, we need to manage this properly to ensure that we do not, fight each other. Number one, and two, we should ensure that only serious foreign players come in and not finance whatever issues we are facing as a nation. So we really, a lot needs to be done. And thankfully, the Minister of Solid Minerals, Honorable Dele Alake, is making a lot of steps, taking a lot of steps to regulate this industry. And we were trying to see how we can work with his ministry under his leadership to say, you know what, let's find a way to ensure that everyone who's into this business is licensed, and we take proper inventory of what is being extracted. And at the same time, we're looking on the long run towards processing of what we are producing. Because see, the true money in lithium is in the processing.
Yes.
You cannot keep packing your raw material and exporting it to the world, and then you don't process it.
Okay, talking about process, let's hold it there and go on a break.
Okay.
When we come back, I will let you ask your question. Okay, yes, we have been talking about the impact of lithium in Nigeria here, and our in-house expert has talked to us a lot about it. Now we're going to go on this quick break. When we come back, the discussion continues. Welcome back. We are still here talking about the impact of lithium here in Nigeria. Yes, before we went on that break, you were talking about the processing, and you had one question in mind.
The current state of lithium mining projects in Nigeria. Let's look at it.
Well, there are a few interested, or shall I say, foreign entities who have shown their interest in our industry. The foremost amongst all of them is Elon Musk, the American billionaire. That was a few years back, who said, you know what, he wanted to invest in Nigeria for the extraction of lithium and processing and the likes. But we don't know what happened. Along the line, something happened, but he's not made that investment till date. But in Nasarawa State, for a fact, there's a Chinese firm there now who claims that they would establish, or they're in the process of establishing, a lithium processing plant in Nasarawa State. And they say that they can process up to 18,000 tons per year, which is a lot, you see. And I hope that project, sees the light of day.
It will. You have to be positive.
Exactly. And that, they take into consideration all the environmental laws, respect our labor laws, and of course pay the right taxes to our government, because that's important. It's not just you bringing your money and extracting and processing. We need to benefit a lot from what we're doing. And then there's a couple of other interested entities as well that want to come into the industry. But local processing by a Nigerian firm does not exist. And in fact, last year? Yes, we wrote a letter to NASENI. NASENI is the research is an organization created by government to do research into a Nigerian resource and how they can commercialize it. You see. And we were trying to partner with them to set up an indigenous lithium processing plant in Nigeria. And we offered to give them the technology, transfer the technology and whatnot. But for some reason, nothing is happening. So I won't say more than that.
Something will soon happen very soon. And this is leading me to my next question. This is an industry that we really, really need to go in and explore, talking about job creation. If we tap into this industry very well, it will create a lot of jobs for everyone, and we don't need to complain here. So how can we tap into this industry for everybody to be handy when it comes to job?
Thank you very much. See, one of the things that we've been advocating for is that, we often get carried away when we hear foreign investor. And who is a foreign investor? If you look at it critically, usually foreign investor is a firm that gets billions or millions of dollars from a bank, because the money doesn't come from someone's pocket, either in their country or either their government. They come into your nation, they bring in equipment, and then they start processing whatever you have, and then they'll tell you, we give you so as a percentage, as royalty, and then a bulk of the money goes to their country. But the mistake we're making is this: we as Nigerians and Africans, we can actually do these things by ourselves. And this is where we have issue with different agencies. The point is, if you look at lithium processing, this equipment can be built in Nigeria. We have seasoned engineers who've been trained all across the world, who know this technology like the back of their hand. And like I said, we offered to transfer this technology through NASENI to the federal government. And Africa, for some reason, we do not appreciate our best brains. That's why most of them are running away. I ran away 20 years ago.
And you came back.
To try to fix it. But unfortunately, we're still facing the same issue. But of course,
you will not go again. You'll be here to fix things.
So the point is, some of these processes, some of these equipments can be built locally, and that will involve thousands of jobs. And then once 80 or 90% of the equipment are built in Nigeria, we're already employing thousands of people. And then the actual running of those equipment or the process, you will employ extra thousands. Now imagine we have 10 lithium processing factories in Nigeria, and each one is employing 5,000. And we're not even talking, that's a lot.
Let's look at government regulation of this industry.
Well, in terms of regulation, that's why I said I love what the Honorable Minister is trying to do. In fact, the last Federal Executive Council meeting that was done like a few days back, he mentioned specifically that he's looking into creating regulations to ensure that everyone in the mining space is licensed, and those artisanal miners come together to form cooperatives so that we know who are the players in the industry. And also is setting up, or they want to set up, a surveillance team who will move around and apprehend illegal miners, whether local or foreign, to ensure that this does not finance issues that we're having. And he said something interesting. He says, see, this industry currently has different players. You have the small-time player, and then you have the big-time player who are often supported by foreign forces and whatnot, and who are causing issues for us as a nation. So the current leadership of the ministry, they know what they're doing, and we're putting all our weight behind them to support them to succeed. Whatever they need us in terms of regulation, technical capacity, we're there to offer the help to them. And of course, let's create jobs. This is our nation. This is our beautiful country.
Okay, should we now take that as your advice?
It is, absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on our program today, and the wonderful information you give to us. We do really appreciate your time.
I've been enlightened, honestly. Now I know how much can make
the worth of lithium industry. Yes.
Wow, awesome.
Thank you so much. All right.
Okay.
Yes, we have been talking with Engineer Abayomi Onosanya. He is the Global Director, Africa House, and together we have been looking at the impact of lithium industry in Nigeria, and he has talked to us a lot, and he has also advised us